Today on The Grid, we're doing last-minute holiday gift ideas for photographers, plus how to make awesome photos of toys with our in-studio guest, Dave DeBaeremaeker, and, of course, the real man, the can of ham. The Rocket Man, Erik Kuna, is here. We've got some news, we've got some super cool prizes, and it all starts in just 23.8 seconds. Go!
The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the tripod alternative that is changing the world. Everybody has a Platypod. You should too. Go to platypod.com.
My ear. Hey everybody, welcome to another live episode of The Grid. Happy holidays to everybody. It's almost Christmas time, and we put together a show today to give you some last minute gift ideas, but we also have a very special guest. Dave DeBaeremaeker is here, and he is, you've probably seen his classes on Kelby 1. He is like there he's Dave. Hi Dave.
How you guys doing?
Welcome, welcome. He is a miracle worker with photographing toys. I mean, if you see his stuff, you're always just like, son of a gun, this guy is good. And man, does he put time into it. He doesn't. Anyway, so Erik sends me a shot this week on my text messages. He sends me a shot, and it's a really cool shot of it. So we're going to get him to show you. And I'm like, dang, he's got to be hanging out with Dave. If you just stand around Dave, cool shots happen. So anyway, you know, and I know you're going to get some toys for Christmas. And after this show, if you haven't, you're going to add it to your last minute holiday list. You can still go to, where can you buy? You can't go to Toys R Us. Dave, where do you buy toys? Don't say Amazon. We won't get it in time.
No, the best place to get action figures is probably like Walmart or Target.
Yeah, Walmart.
I forgot about Walmart and Target.
Yeah.
I order for everything from home, since the pandemic.
Yep.
I haven't been in a Target or a Walmart in I don't know how long. Hey, I gotta move over a little bit. I think it's this way. There we go. I hate it when I'm off center. Anyway, we're gonna have Dave's gonna show you some tips today on how to get started into toy photography. Mr. Kuna is gonna show us some, and we've got some gift ideas. We got that. We also have prizes to give away. Mr. Kuna, what are we giving away today?
We got tons of stuff. We got the Platypod Twin Pack, which is a great accessory. Platypod, a great accessory if you're a toy photographer. I'm sure we'll get into that. We were using Platypods this weekend. And we're going to be giving that away. It's the Twin Pack. And then we're also giving away an on-one no noise plug-in. So removes all the noise out of your raw file and really kind of gives life back to a camera that we've got some noise. And then Boris FX Optics, we're giving away that. So we've got the Boris FX Optics, great plug-in for Photoshop where you get all those effects. And then we're giving away a book on the Lightroom 7-point system by no other than Scott Kelby over there. I don't know if we have the book. Do we have the book?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah. The book by Scott right there.
This book right here.
Yeah, and then we're also giving away a copy of Scott's ebook, the travel photography ebook. There you go.
Yeah.
So that's what we're giving away. So just if you want to win any of those things, just leave us a comment in the comments. Tell us what you'd like to win. Also in the comments, tell us, where you're from, share it with your friends, and then also if you have any questions that come up for us about gift ideas that you're thinking about, questions about some gifts, or questions about toy photography when we get to that, just ask in the comments and we'll get the questions answered.
All right, I'm looking up something. Hang on one second. Don't move, don't breathe.
And we already have a bunch of people joining us all over the place. I can see LD Grace is joining us all the way from Phoenix, Arizona.
Wait a minute,
Larry Grace.
LD Grace? That's got to be, hey, that's good because I have one of Larry's gifts. I have a gift idea from Larry on my list today.
There you go. So Larry's in there. All right. Hold on, Larry. And then Richard O'Keefe is saying Merry Christmas from Berkshire, UK. Then we got Steve joining us from Panama City. We got Alec joining us from Aberdeen. Marcus all the way from Germany. Mark Rodriguez is in the chat all the way from Brandon, Florida, way down the street. And then Dave Williams joining us all the way from the deepest, darkest, coldest Lapland. So he's up there with the snow and the polar regions of the world. Doing that, I saw he's got a bunch of aurora photography going on, so you got that. So make sure if you want to check in with Dave, not only on Scott's blog on Tuesday, He's got the Travel Tuesday, but check him out over on his YouTube channel. He's got his new show.
Yep.
There's a Due North, I believe, is what it's called. Check that out. But anyways, so do you have something to show us, Scott, or were you at that point? Yeah, I think you were looking for something.
No, I didn't find the thing.
You didn't find the thing.
I'll have to look at it on the break. But I do have some stuff.
looking.
Can we start off with the Larry Grace thing?
Yeah, let's start off with Larry Grace.
All right, so for those of you who watch The Grid on any kind of regular basis, you recognize Larry Grace. He's been on the show, he's Skyped in, and he is an amazing aviation photographer, and he is president of the, I better say it right or he gets angry. The International Aviation... Right, the International Society for Aviation Photography.
Got it.
That's it.
Nailed
the
it.
ISAP. I've only been an ISAP member for I'm not kidding, 15 years I've been a member. Anyway, but I always call it photographers, and then Larry sends me a text. It's photography.
I always screw up the 4 and the of. I always of and 4, yeah.
Well, you know what? One thing we could work on today on The Grid, instead of doing all this stuff, is we could figure out a better name. An easier one it's not really for everybody else. It's just for me and Erik to remember.
For us.
Yeah, we just call it Larry's team. Anyway,
Larry stuff.
But Larry has created a calendar, and it's really slick. It comes in like a DVD case, but inside of it are just amazing. I'll show you. Here, I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to actually show you what's inside. So there's a lovely picture of Larry, but what it is each month you would display one of these cards, right? So one of these cards with amazing, just incredible pictures. He's got some in here that are just ridiculous, but it's for each month. So each month you get a new aviation picture, and you can order the whole thing. And Larry will send me the link, actually. He will send me the link here in a second of where you can get them. But yeah, I mean, they're just slick pictures, just crazy stuff. And for every month of 2022. So it'd be really cool if you know someone who's an aviation photographer, or if you're an aviation photographer,
or you know somebody who just likes aviation photography, or just like aviation.
You know what I love about aviation photography is pretty much everybody can appreciate it. Like if somebody sends me a macro shot of an insect, I'm like, you never show an aviation picture to someone that didn't go, oh, cool. It does have a very wide audience. Anyway, Larry's got a beautiful collection of these, and he'll tell me where to get them here. I was going to go look it up on the break, but since Larry's in the comments, I'll just go, Larry, tell me where they could go order it. Anyway, that's one, and it would be great. And you don't need it for Christmas because it's for next year. So as long as you get it before next year, you'll be set. But you just display one every month. I think that's really cool. Yeah. You know who else has a very nice one, very much like that? Austin Mann.
Yeah.
So for those of you who attended our iPhone photography conference, Austin Mann was one of the instructors. He's a very famous iPhoneographer. He's done work for Apple. He's one of those guys that's done the 30-story building, all shot with an iPhone stuff. That's Austin. Anyway, he does a very nice collection, and his comes with a wood. It's like a stand.
Yeah,
it's like a stand,
easel,
like an
but
easel.
Like a cool-looking easel.
Yeah, and it's
made out of wood.
Very nice. It's beautifully done. He's a really good photographer. He's very, very good. So he's doing the same kind of thing. And I saw Larry's, and I saw his, and I told my wife, I'm like, I should have done a calendar. Hey, there's Larry Grace. Larry Grace.
There he is.
Beautiful man, Larry Grace. I have
and who knows? Maybe he'll grace us with his presence.
Maybe he'll grace us with his presence. Anyway, Dave, you're probably sorry you're on this episode. Dave's like, oh, no, God, I can't believe I got on the grid and we're talking about.
No, this is fun. I love it.
Silly stuff.
I'll just watch you guys perform. It's fantastic.
It's not performing. This is hard journalism.
That's
what this is.
Journalism.
This is hard journalism. This is like the 60 minutes of photography. It's like, well, it feels like an hour and 20. All right, so let's see. What do we got? Larry, don't forget, Larry Grace, send me the link so I can send people to get this. But I got one. Oh, there it is. Okay. All you have to do is send Larry an email. That's easy. Guess what it's called? LarryGracePhoto@gmail.com. That's the easiest. He is the easiest email address. LarryGracePhoto, all one word. LarryGracePhoto@gmail.com, and he will set you up with these. But these are wonderful. They're very cool. Mm-hmm. Okay. I will wait to get some of mine. You know what? Let's do this. I'm gonna structure the show. Ready?
All right.
We have some baloney we have to get through.
This is our pre-production meeting right
It's our
now.
pre-production meeting. All right, and then we're gonna do some gift ideas. Dave, do you have gift ideas?
I have a few here.
All right, so then we're gonna go and do gift ideas. Then we're going to do Dave's segment on how to shoot toys, and then we're gonna end with more gift ideas, and then we're gonna go on vacation because it's the holidays.
All right.
So I'm surprised we have a grid today at all. we were 50-50 on it last week. Like, I don't know.
It's my fault.
We might take it off. But, once I found out that Dave was here, then we're like, oh, yeah, we're going to do it. You know, I don't keep up with the schedule like everybody else does, like Erik and Christina and everybody. They live that schedule. And I'm like, they'll tell me if I need to be anywhere. they'll let me know. But once they said Dave was here, you know, Eric's like, Dave's here. I'm like, oh, we're going to do the grid. So we're gritty. All right. Now, do you have, well, let's go ahead and wait, are there any comments? Oh, there's Dave Williams.
Other than Dave Williams is up there in like ridiculous
in
cold.
Lapland and stuff.
Yes.
He got a shot of Santa's house.
He's actually going to an area that's negative 40 degrees Celsius, which would also be negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
They actually merge right there.
As
They
a
merge
Canadian, that's cold, I will say.
I've been in negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit and Celsius, and it is cold.
Is that up in
Both of
Canada?
them.
Were you in Canada with
Yeah,
Rami?
I was in Canada with Rami. Speaking of Rami still got that spot available for his workshop.
Woo!
I know everybody doesn't want to go into the cold, but I'm telling you, it's all worth it. It is so worth it. And that's if you want to give yourself a good gift, go in a workshop like that.
Yeah, Erik did one. I did one. I can tell you, you will love Rami. You will fall in love with him by the time that you leave. You're just like, I love this guy. I got a man crush. You'll follow him around.
There you go.
He's a great teacher. He's a fun guy, and he's so full of energy and enthusiasm. No matter how cold it gets, he acts like it's not cold. It's crazy. You'll love it. Okay. Erik, give us a quick, before we don't have to, I haven't seen the sign come up. It says it's break time though, even though it really is, but give us a holiday gift idea, last minute gift idea.
Okay, I got a last minute gift idea.
Right.
And this is something for people in your life, especially if they're photographers or they're getting into photography and all that, is to get them some kind of travel gift card, right? Because the one thing a lot of times that limits us from doing things like travel. So one of my gifts, like right here, would be, just go over to Delta Airlines. You can grab a gift card right there.
Yep.
You can have them sent right to somebody, and just tell them like, hey, would love to see you go on a photography trip this year, because that's really what it takes, is kind of taking that next step, dedicated some time to, I'm going to invest in my photography. I'm going to invest in going out there. And just give them, a gift card that kind of makes it easier to make that step to go adventure somewhere and go try something new, and really dedicate yourself to making great photos. So that would be my first thing.
Dude, that's a great one. I bought Delta gift cards for people.
Yeah.
But I haven't thought of getting one for a specific, but that's really great.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to go to
and not
blank.
that they have to use it for that, right?
Right. No, they
But
do.
It'd just be cool.
All right, John Duke says, I want a Tiny Terry t-shirt for Christmas. That's my gift idea. John, I don't know if it'll be there by Christmas.
I don't know.
If you go to Zazzle, Zazzle, and you search for Kelby 1, you will find the Tiny Terry t-shirt, and all of the profits from any of the Kelby 1 gear swag that you buy goes to the Springs of Hope Orphanage in Nakuru, Kenya. So go over there, and you're not only getting a great Tiny Terry t-shirt. Terry always reminds me, I'm only doing this because it goes to charity. I'm like, no, Terry. All right, keep going. Keep going. It's all the way at the bottom. Ooh, there it is, Tiny Terry.
The Tiny Terry.
A little higher.
Up,
a little up. Right. No more.
Up.
Right there,
over.
middle.
There you go.
Tiny Terry. Click on it, see if it gets a big. Oh, there we go. And it even has Terry's face and everything. Tiny Terry. Right there.
There you go.
It's not too bad. Look, and there's a 10% off. There's a 10% off coupon. And it says, won't make it by Christmas. It arrives on the 29th, but you could start your new year. John Dukes, you could start your new year with a Tiny Terry shirt.
There you go.
Tiny
And
Terry.
help the kids.
Hey, here's a question. I bet they have gift cards at Zazzle, right? I bet you can get a
I
gift
bet
card.
you could.
Click on gifts over there on the left. I bet you can get a Zazzle gift card. Christmas gifts, personal gifts, gifts for him, gifts for under 20. Come on, they got to have a gift card.
I don't know.
Makes you stop and think, doesn't it? I'm thinking that they do. But anyway, go to Zazzle, get your Tiny Terry shirt. It is the hottest shirt of the year. And you know what? Here's the thing. You're not going to walk down the street and someone's going to come at you with a Tiny Terry. You're going to be the only person on that street. You want something unique? You want something unique? Get that.
Well, what gifts would you have? Do you have any gift ideas for people?
Me?
Yeah.
I just gave a gift idea. How about Dave?
How about Dave?
I just gave a gift, man.
Yeah. Dave, what do you got for us?
For me, I was thinking of things you can buy, locally. USB battery packs. Everything these days is chargeable by USB, so having one of these in your pack extends your trip. Those are handy. The other thing is I have this cable. It's actually by Anchor, but I'm sure others exist that you can buy locally. And it's got these 3 connectors on it. So it starts with a micro USB, then it has a lightning adapter and a USB-C adapter. So one cable, you can plug in pretty much any electronics you have. So you're not carrying around a bunch of cables, you just got the one. So it's much less light, or it's much lighter. These are the things that live with me constantly and be great gifts.
Yeah, amen. I love the 3-prong. I have the same one. That way you don't have to carry around the different cables. You just have that one cable. It's so much easier. And yeah, battery packs always need battery. Always need some batteries.
Hang on, I'm trying to find something else. Okay, all right. We are ready for. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give mine real quick.
All right. And then we'll take a break.
All right, so let me see. Now, hold on. I got to get a picture of it up. I have a picture. And this is one that you can get immediately, and you can download it and all that stuff. So I thought it was kind of important that, you'd be able to get it quickly. All right, let me just open this up, and then we'll move this over and make my screen black. Hide that. There we go. So I collaborated with the team at On1 Software, so their creative team, and I created this whole bundle of stuff. It's the first thing that I've done with On1, and it's gone just amazingly well. They've got such a great team over there, but I created 72 presets that work in either On1 effects 2022, or I'm sure it'll work in 2021 too, but I'm sure it's 2022. And it also works in their RAW, so RAW 2022. Either one of those plugins that are for Lightroom or for Photoshop. I made 72 different presets, and they're in all different collections. So they're in portraits and it's very heavy on landscape. I went very heavy on landscape. Also, besides that, I did a texture pack, I did a 20 high resolution skies, and I give you access to a class called 10 photography tips every landscape photographer needs to know. And if you buy them all separately, it's $140. They're selling it 50% off for the holidays, and you can download it immediately. Now, you need to have one of those 2 programs for these presets to work. You need to have either On1 Effects or On1 RAW, either one of those, and you can apply these effects. And it's all there on their page. But if you go to any of my social media, I think I posted it yesterday. Go to my blog, scottkelby.com. There's links to it. If you go to lightroomkillertips.com on Monday, there's links to it. So you can get right there, links to it. You can get the whole package at 50% off as part of launching it. But it was great to work with them. They've got killer software. They're great people. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a really great experience. And so that just came out. I mean, it just came out. I think it came out Friday.
Yeah, like last week.
So but the great thing about it is it's instant download, and you get it, and there you go. So I'm pretty excited about that. This is my first big bundle.
Awesome.
All this different stuff.
And there's so much in it. Yeah,
there's a bunch of stuff in it. So there's that. Now we are going to take a very short break. When we come back, we're going to have more ideas. I see some cool people in the comments popping in there. Oh, did you tell them to win one of the prizes? You have to leave us a comment. Okay, well, our jib is obviously stuck in the up position, so I'll just look up there. We're going to take a short break.
Have you ever gone to the movies and after spending $30 on popcorn and a ticket, you walked out of the theater thinking, man, that movie was just an excuse to sell toys? But I have started to think that maybe I can look at those toys a different way. And I am a storyteller at heart. And the stories I want to tell are based on those cinematic universes that I love so much. So maybe I could use those toys to tell the stories that I want to tell. The only limit is my imagination. The best part is, you could do the same thing. So join me for my class on unlocking storytelling with toy photography, only on Kelby One.
What would your life be like if you knew Photoshop? Look, you've heard about it your whole life. You know it's like the most incredible tool. I've got a class for you called Photoshop for Beginners. It is made for those people that always wanted to learn it. I narrowed it down to 12 things. These are the 12 things I would be telling a friend. Learn these things in Photoshop and you'll know it. Now from there you can branch off and go crazy, but you got to get this basics down first. So come with me on this class. I'm telling you, you're going to learn mind-blowing things. You're going to learn them quick. You're going to be shocked at how easy it is because we're not learning everything. We're learning 12 important things. Where do you find this class? It's only at Kelby One.
Hey everybody, Erik Kuna here, and I want to tell you about my new class over on Kelby1.com. It's about advanced Milky Way post-processing. We're going to go through all the steps you need to know, taking your image from that raw file all the way to a processed final image, right? And we're going to go through dealing with light pollution. We're going to talk about how to nail that white balance and really enhance the Milky Way and enhance the detail in your images. And then those finishing moves to create that dreamy landscape where really the Milky Way and the landscape kind of become one and that image really pops and has that depth and dimension you want it. We're going to show you noise reduction tools to really enhance those Milky Way shots and wipe out noise. Things like Topaz denoise, On1 no noise, DxO's Deep Prime that really take that noise and just wipe it right out. The other thing we're going to do is show you tools and techniques that I use to speed up my workflow and really make it lightning fast. I'm going to show you how I do it with actions and presets and panels to get done with the image faster so you can get on to creating your next image. So come join me on the journey with my next class over on Kelby1.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by B&H Photo, the professional source since 1973.
Hey everybody, we're back. Scott's here, Dave's here, Eric's here. We're all here. The gang's all here for the holidays. All righty. So this segment, we are doing more last-minute holiday gifts.
All right.
Dave, you ready for one? You got one?
I can line one up, yes.
Okay, well, while you're lining, do you need a minute or are you
I can actually go right now.
Go, okay. Good.
This is actually one for toy photographers. Makeup brushes. These are for like applying powders, apparently. I tend not to wear a lot of makeup, so I'm just going by what I hear on the internet. But these are fantastic for when you have a toy set up, like Iron Man here, and you get those dusts on them that look 10 times larger because of the scale. You can brush them on without actually moving the character too much and get all that dust off, so you save yourself a ton of work in Photoshop with the spot healing brush.
Oh,
and
man.
any of these brushes will do from like let's go to local pharmacy or whatever and just buy big fluffy brushes, and they're fantastic for that.
So you're saying go to CVS, Dave? That's what I'm getting. Go to CVS or Walgreens?
Go to CVS and Walgreens.
All
Actually, right. Walgreens, at least in my hometown, has some action figures as well, so you can make it a two for stop.
Ooh, look at that. Hey, that's really good product photography trip in general.
Yeah.
And every time I'm shooting
Definitely,
products or I'm teaching
stuff that shows up. Yeah.
I'm telling you, stuff that you don't see with the naked eye is ridiculously large and a pain in the butt. It always winds up in just the wrong spot. It's just, you save yourself an hour by taking that brush, and that's a great tip. But I never thought to get those makeup brushes though. I'm going to now. All right.
Cleaning up your scene, especially if you can cleaning up your scene.
If you can clean it up, I'm telling you. All right. I've got one.
Did it this weekend. I was out there we're out there on the beach. I'm like smoothing out the sand. Like, I want this to look pristine. I don't want to have little footprints.
Oh yeah. Yep. No. Yeah. Do you rake it?
I raked it with my
hands. You can mop it.
Yeah, I should.
All right, I got one for you. Now this one is free. So this is a gift that you can give yourself. But Popular Photography Magazine named my course, Beginners Start Here, the best course for photography beginners, the best online course for photography beginners, and we're making it free. So you can just go and sign up for a free account and literally watch this, and you can give it to someone as a gift. But I thought it was pretty cool. Popular Photography Magazine named it #1 best online. They did a whole article on gift ideas, and this was one of them. And
that's awesome.
It wasn't free then, but it's free now. So go get it free because it's free. So there you go. Now, while we're talking about that, may I? Do you mind?
Yeah.
Anybody? You can go buy someone a Kelby One course. It's $29. So if you want to buy a course, we have 900 courses. So all you have to do is find a course. So if you know someone that's into, for example, toy photography, you could go buy them that course. If you know someone who's into aviation photography, you could buy a course on that. If you want to do flash or landscape or whatever it is, you can go and buy the class and give it to them as a gift. You can also buy a Kelby One membership as a gift. You could just get a membership for anybody you want.
And right now we're running a sale where you can do your first month of your membership's only $5.
$5.
So there you go. Try it out for a month.
Nothing. Like you cannot even go through a drive-through.
No.
You cannot. I know I tested every day.
It's getting pretty bad. With the Five Guys the other day, I was like, what is happening?
All right, so
ridiculous.
Look, I go through Culvers, right, for my daughter. My daughter is hung up on Culvers. All right? And all we get is it's the chicken tender meal, 2 sides of cheese sauce, because she likes to dip her fries in cheese. Good parenting is what it is. It's good parenting. That's what it is. Make your kid happy and just give them whatever they want. Anyway, but we do go to Culvers from time to time. It is $14. $14. Because it's $14. And people go, I can't pay $10 for the Creative Cloud. It's so... But Culvers, for a 4-piece chicken tender basket.
I know. That's what I was driving back from a rocket launch with my nephew, and we went over to Five Guys. Same thing.
Oh, dude, Five Guys.
He got a hot dog. I got a cheeseburger, fries, drinks. It was over $30. Wow. And I was like, what just happened?
What just happened, dude? Well, yeah, that's like, don't go to Culvers and get 2 chicken baskets, fries, and whatever, because it'll be $30. Wow. We're talking $5 for a month. That's cheap. Anyway, go get that because you can have it on Christmas morning. Hey, look what I got you, a Kelby One membership. And you only put out $5 up front, so it's pretty sweet. $5. Okay.
Well, I got something to kind of like piggyback off my last one. So one of the things I think you can get this online digital is to get people is this is something for people who in the U.S. are traveling to the U.S. I have to put that caveat on it, but getting them a national park pass, right? This gift is the gift that keeps on giving, right? And I will say there's just something about having a national park pass to where it makes you go to the national parks more. And that's all I would encourage you. If you know a photographer in your life, if you know somebody in your life that just doesn't get out to the national parks that much, getting them a national park pass, and you can do it digitally right on the website and send it to them in a digital gift card or whatever. But having that park pass, it just encourages you to go more. And that's, as we know, you want better photography, better landscape photography. You just got to get out there more, get out to those interesting places. And there's no better place than the national park system.
Dude, that is a great gift idea. And it appears, if you look under where it says add to cart, it appears that I would be getting a discount as a senior.
Oh, yeah, look at there.
Oh, man. I'm finally cashing in on being old. Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's the gift that keeps on giving, Clark.
That's that's a good one. I applaud you. That's
I just want to get people out doing stuff.
Do stuff.
Shooting stuff.
Shoot.
Go interesting places.
Yes, all that stuff that he just said. All right, Dave, what do you got? You got a good one?
Not as good as that one. That was a fantastic idea.
I know that's like the crown prince of instant download gifts.
But I do have one that actually Erik gave me the idea for when we were shooting rockets out on the dunes. Is getting just a small beach blanket and putting it in the sand and putting your gear on top of that. Because I was out there without that, and my gear, I still have sand on my Iron Man from when I was out there, and his stuff was all much cleaner and nicer. It actually goes, you get one of those and the Parks Pass, and then they can go anywhere and they have clean gear, so it's perfect.
No, it is true. It is true. You don't think about it. And I remember when I was out with Dave, I said, this is from experience, right?
Yeah.
It's just things you learn over time. You know, having something where, and it doesn't matter where you're going, having something to put your gear on, if you not have like a table or something to put your gear on so you're not getting that dust and sand and dirt and grime on your bags and stuff like that, it's a lifesaver. It really is.
There you go. These are good. Hey, I just got the message that it's time for a break-a-rooney. So stick around. When we come back, we are going to get Dave to show us how to photograph toys. So don't go away. We'll be right back live here on The Grid.
Would you believe us if we told you that you could fit studio lighting in your pocket? Well, Lytra has made it possible. Lytra is a global award-winning brand that designs and manufactures professional-grade camera lights that are compact, rugged, and waterproof. Whether you're using Lytra gear in a photo studio or underwater, Lytra's mission is to provide content creators with flexible and unlimited lighting tools that can mount on any camera, anywhere. Their lights come with a high CRI or color rendering index, making them some of the most color accurate lights in the industry. Due to the light's compact and rugged design, photographers are able to use the lights in ways that their studio lighting never could. Lytra has also made multiple lighting accessories available to fit your every need as a creator. Whether you're shooting portraits, nailing a product shot, or even flying your drone, they have got you covered. Lytra enables photographers and filmmakers to focus on their craft and create something beautiful. What will you create?
Hello everybody, my name is Aaron Van. We're here at my studio in Orlando, Florida, on location shooting lighting for food photography. I am a commercial advertising food and beverage photographer. This is my first class with the Kelby One community, and I'm so excited to share with you my knowledge and my perspective on how to light for food. I'm going to get into the nitty-gritty details. We're going to get into some technical stuff, but at the end of the day, what we're really looking for is I want to give you the tools to have a base of knowledge of understanding of how to light food. In this class, we're going to get into some of the details about sensor size, lights, cameras, lenses. We're going to look into aperture and how apertures really play a role in food photography or in photographing something so tight and so close, and how much light we need to shoot those subjects the way we want to. Not only will you have a general knowledge base to be able to light any scene in a tabletop environment, but I want you to have all the pieces and parts and tools that you need to be able to put together your own recipe for your style. I want you to take this lighting and this information and create your look and feel and figure out how you want to light your subject. Come join me for my first class on lighting for food photography on kelby1.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Canon.
Hey everybody, we are back, Scott and Dave and Mr.
That
Kuna.
guy.
All right, so Dave is going to do a little segment for us today. Very kind of him to get us started into toy photography. Now, Dave, I've never done toy photography.
We should change that.
I have toys.
Excellent. That's a good start.
Yeah, and I have action figures, you know, so
Yep.
they're not good action figures. They're lame action figures, you know, Pillow Man, stuff like that. You know,
Pillow
they're
Man.
just like Sleeping Guy, you know. People are like, oh, there's a red shirt. Oh, that guy's going to die. So anyway, you saw some of Dave's work earlier in that segment about his class. But Dave, I'm handing the mic over to you.
All righty.
Pass the mic.
I have the mic. The toy photography stuff, it's one of those things that you can be quick or you can be really complex with the shots. But if you're just getting started, the things you kind of really need to keep in mind is that all these things are at scale. So this is like a 12-inch action figure, and these little guys down here are 6-inch action figures. These ones are much more reasonably priced than these ones, so you probably start with these. But what you want to do is bring your camera down low. So you want to treat the action figure as you would a model, and get the camera down low, so you're shooting like at chest height or knee height as you would a normal model, depending on what the looks are. And then the other thing to keep in mind is the distance from the camera to the figure should be closer than you probably think. Otherwise, the figure ends up looking very small in the frame. So you can either do that by going out and zooming in, or just getting a really wide lens. Like I usually sometimes shoot with like a 12mm lens on a crop sensor, and I'll get my camera lens like 2 or 3 inches away. When I was shooting with Erik, my lens was probably 1.5 foot away from Iron Man. I'm not even filming the frame then, so getting really close is a great way to kind of give that figure a lot of life within your photo. And after that, it's just posing. So it's, yeah.
Oh.
Yep, hey, that's the same figure I have here, except with a different head. But yeah. So the question is—
Wait a minute, where do you get the little donut, though?
That came with the figure.
Seriously?
Yeah, that was part of a scene from Iron Man 2. So it came with the donut.
Man.
So
I'd like about 1,000 of those.
the donut or the figure?
The donut.
Well, yes.
I love donuts.
Yeah, so the other question is people ask is—
Let's go to food.
Very small.
Very small. Is what figures can you use? And the answer is pretty much anything that you have. Some figures are obviously better than others, but if you're just starting out, any figure will do. It doesn't have to be articulate or moving around. Like this Iron Man here has like 30 or 40 points of articulation, so pretty much anything on him that you think would move, moves. But you don't really need that. The holidays are actually a great time for this, especially if you don't have little kids in your life, because I would say go find the little kid in your life and borrow one of his toys and use that. If you don't have little kids in your life, odds are you're probably an uncle or an aunt to a little kid in your life, and just when you're over at their house for Christmas, borrow one of their toys for a while and take a shot. The gear is nothing overly special. Cell phone shots cell phones actually make really decent ways to start with toy photography, because they're nice wide lenses and they're usually decently, especially if it's a well-lit condition, they work really well for those types of things. So, yeah, I'm not sure what else you want. I can go on for hours or.
No, that was good. We just wanted some tips to kind of get started.
Yep.
So
yeah, and I would say that the big things that like that scale was something that I think until you experience it, that was actually the hardest thing with shooting was, my first time was this weekend. I mean, I say my second time, because I did do one rocket launch years ago where I took the Lego Millennium Falcon and put that in a streak shot. And I started learning this idea of scale, especially with incorporating that in such a wide scene, that was something to get into. But once you get into it, boy, it's awesome.
Are you going to show us some stuff? You did.
Yeah. So I'll show you what Dave and I. So we were out over at the Cape. There's a rocket launching from 39A, or no, this was from Space Launch Complex 40. So here's basically what we did is we had there's the streak, right? And then to Dave's point, I took out a Lego Obi-Wan Kenobi because he has this lightsaber in his hand, and the rockets launch. And I always think of like the rocket launch, like if we go back to the streak shot here, they look kind of like a lightsaber, like illuminating, especially that. So I was like, I'll try that out. So I got the shot of him. That's a loom cube just set up, and I kind of positioned it so it's kind of shining where the lightsaber would kind of shine on him up above his eyes there. And then took a shot of just the moonlight. So this was the scene right before launch, right? So took those 3 shots, and then what you do is just basically come up here. I'm going to change my blend mode of the streak to screen, and boom, I've got the streak in my shot. Then I could continue to take the blend mode of the loom cube, take that and do screen, and then I come down to an image like that. So just really quick, I've got those images.
That's pretty cool.
And then I'm down to this was kind of my base image when I started with, before I did the effects. So then I was like, okay, well, I want to make it look how I wanted it to look. So I went in and I actually sampled the streak and replaced the lightsaber with a version of the streak that I had sampled to make that light up. So it was the same streak basically in the lightsaber as it is in the rocket. And then just going through, and all the other thing I did is I didn't calculate well up here on the top, and my frame was really tight. So then in my final image, I kind of expanded the top so the streak is not hugging right on that edge. So I took that in Photoshop, and then ended up with this image. But like Dave was saying, if you look at that, a couple things that I did to kind of help with the perspective, and I think that was the longest period in which we were out there. Like, you know, I remember telling Dave, well, I usually show up a couple hours before a launch, and I remember Dave being like, oh, that seems like a long time before a launch. And I'm like, it's because really about an hour of it was just getting that scale and that perspective. The hardest thing with him, it was actually getting him in the right part of the frame, where either his head was not in the horizon, which happened a lot based on my position, or his body was too up into the frame where it wasn't going to be like he was standing on the beach or standing on there. So my camera is very low. We actually had platypods, and that platypod is dug out, and way down in the ground, it's actually basically the lens is touching the sand. That's how low it is to the ground. And that's only about, that's a 12-inch figure, just a little smaller than what Dave has on the desk over there, that Iron Man. I think it was, his is 12-inch, maybe mine was 10-inch, but right about that size, and I was 6.5 inches away there in the frame.
So Dave, did you do anything with your Iron Man when you were out there?
I tried, but I was entirely unsuccessful. One of the
it happens, man. That's part of
photography.
photography.
We talked about after.
One of the things I learned was that, because I reviewed Erik's class just to get some ideas, because I wasn't sure if Erik was going to be around. So I was trying to glean the wisdom before I was there, but he ended up being there, so I gleaned wisdom firsthand. But it is a lot harder to visualize what you're doing because you don't have any reference of how the arc goes or what the framing is.
Right.
So you kind of have to guess. And then adding the complexity of having the figure in front of it, it was just overwhelming to kind of fit all that together. So it didn't quite work out as I hoped, but it was still an amazing experience just to see it and to experience it. And it's the first launch I've ever seen
that's
in
cool.
person. So just seeing Erik at work doing his thing was icing on the cake enough.
Yeah, he
and
does
seeing
a lot,
shot
of,
made
a lot
it all
of
worthwhile.
preparation for all this stuff.
Yeah,
he doesn't wing it.
No, he doesn't, and he's not kidding when he says stuff. Like he's talking about those hot shots when in his class.
Yeah.
To keep the dew off of his
hot
lenses.
hands. Yeah.
The hot hands. The hand warmer things. I was like, that must be like a very unique niche thing, like only in like really odd conditions. But we were there in like 70-degree weather on the beach, and there was no rain or anything. It was just dry, but there was dew forming. So it's like those are absolutely critical things.
Wow.
That I would not have believed it until I actually experienced it.
You
how
don't.
important it was.
And actually, that's one of the gift ideas I have for photographers.
All right. Hey, before we get to that, we're getting a bunch of questions, Dave. So,
Sure.
So first is Wendy wants to know, what do you use for backgrounds? And so this also, John is asking, do you composite in the background, or do you have that as part of the setup? So I think it's the same kind of question.
That's a good question.
Yeah, absolutely. The answer is yes, yes, and yes. Depending on the situation, I will composite in backgrounds. Odds are if I shoot it in studio, I'll composite into a background. Like that's a background shot there. The Optimus Prime was shot in a light box in my studio, and that scene was taken when I was traveling like 13 years ago across, I think New Mexico.
That's New Mexico. That's the VLA.
Yeah, exactly.
Save your world.
But I also shoot just live shots. Like I'll just place the figure out in the world and shoot live. If you look at my website, there's several examples there. Like that there shot, there was an actual dinosaur in the background. So that's all one shot right there. So it really just depends on what's available.
Did you shoot that in studio or outside?
That was shot in a person's backyard. And he just had like a pool and some rock features as decoration, and that was just set up on that rock feature.
Yeah, because it looks like natural light, and the light looked that's very good.
Yeah, and it was out in Utah, so it was like the Utah desert.
All right.
rocks.
Well, this also goes into Lewis's question, which was, how do you light toy photography? I guess you have a class on that, don't you?
I do have a check out my class, and again, the answer is whatever the situation warrants. Like that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shot that was just shown, that was natural light. Again, that was shot in Utah, in just this little ditch on the side of the road, basically. In studio, I tend to use lume cubes because they're nice and small and compact. Sometimes, one tip, that there was actually shot with a lume cube the night I won that in my hotel room in Orlando. But another thing I use is reflectors. If you can, and you're like, especially if you're outside and you want to kind of match the color temperatures between the lights and the background, if you can use a reflector to reflect light back in. Usually getting the ambient light is easy. It's getting the light from the camera to the figure is hard because it's such a short distance that it's easy to get shadows in there. But if you could bounce light in there with a reflector, that it makes usually it bounces in enough light and then the color temperature is the same, so I don't have to do a lot of editing to fix that in post.
Can we bring in that last shot you just had there, one more behind it? You just brought up a shot in the control room of a tank.
Oh, that, yeah.
So you composited the background, right?
I composited the background, yeah. Because that tank is, an inch and a half high.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
really
actually
It's funny when you look. The more you look at this stuff, the more you think, I want to start doing
boy,
this.
after I was like, Dave, I could get into this.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
those tanks are actually from a company called Fantastic Tanks, and he makes these tanks, but they're all different, various fun takes on tanks. So he has some more traditional tanks. He has the barn. He just released one that's a typewriter. That's another one. That's actually more in shot. The base of this is just moss that I got out of my backyard, and the trees are just model train trees, just kind of stuck in. And the moon in the background, I think I composited in, but the light for that was added with a lume cube.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so my head is whirling now, Dave, of the things that I want to do. So my son collects. Now my son he's grown. He's 24. He's all grown up, but he collects Gundams. Do you know what Gundams are?
Absolutely, yeah. I built my first Gundam a couple months ago.
All right. So it's an interesting thing, Dave. May I call you Dave?
Absolutely.
So Dave, literally 3 minutes from here is the greatest Gundam store I've ever been to. Now, we've been to New York searching for Gundams and Chicago and all over the country searching. I am not joking. The best,
weirdest place.
The best and the biggest Gundam store you will ever see is literally right down the street. Take a right, and it's on your right.
All right, let's go right now.
Dave, I'm telling you, it is incredible. Now, the guy it is called Gundam from Japan is the name of the store. And, dude, they have more high grade, perfect grade, and the big stuff. That's it, right there.
The best is the best is it's at the Oldsmar
flea market. But it's an indoor thing.
Awesome.
It's all indoor. It is incredibly huge, and he has a Japanese snack store.
Oh, really?
In it as well.
Yeah,
it's
a really cool store.
Dude, it is the coolest store. I'm telling you, and whatever you want is in there. Like if you want something from Gundam. So my son's got all this stuff. And what I was going to show you, Dave, just for scale fun, is 3 years ago, our family, right before COVID hit, we went to Japan on a family trip because my son's really into Gundam and my daughter's really into anime, and it would just be the trip of a lifetime, which it was. We had an incredible time. Well, there is a store in Tokyo called Gundam Base. So picture like a Best Buy, but it's all just Gundam.
Wow.
It's the size of a Best Buy, multiple floors, amazing place. But here's the thing. It is located on the top floor of a giant mall just outside Tokyo, very near Tokyo Disneyland. And out front, they actually have a 70-foot Gundam, and it does a show. It smokes and it moves and all. I got a picture of my son here by the foot. So this is the foot, Dave. I want you to see that. It's the foot of the Gundam. Take a look. Look at this. You see my screen?
Maybe. We lost it.
Let me unplug it and replug it because that's sometimes that
Actually,
works.
while we're waiting, I mentioned I built a Gundam, but I haven't shot it yet. But I did notice that the Gundam I have comes with this like laser sword attachment, but
Yes.
it glows under UV light. So I'm anxious to kind of see if I can get that glow to show up on camera so it actually glows.
There we go.
That's a big leg.
Look at the size of that leg, right? It is giant. Now, I took this. These are iPhone pictures, right? So they're not, they're not.
We won't judge you.
But this gives you an idea. Look at the scale of the people to his right and how big that Gundam is.
And I'm assuming those are not hobbits.
Those are not hobbits. They're regular people. And when you're standing there and you look up at this thing, man, you're like, wow, that
is cool.
Anyway, I've got Gundams galore, and so the question that everybody had today, and I'm having the same question. I could go shoot a Gundam. I mean, he's got Gundams on display in the house that are just incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm thinking, what do I do for a background? This is where the creativity comes into all of this.
That's what I love about
it. I mean, I've got stock photo backgrounds that I could put in that I got off Adobe stock that I could put in. But I want to go that now. I want a real background, Dave. I want to put in. I want to.
But you got to think like you got around. You got forests. You got streams, rivers, ditches. Like all the stuff that like. There's so many things that because you think about it, you don't need grand scale. You need like a micro scale.
But if you can get in front of like a Milky Way shot. But if you go back 2 shots to that ship, the wrecked ship on the thing, that was all shot pretty much. Well, it was shot in 1 frame.
Can we get that wrecked ship shot up, guys? Control room? Anybody in there? Hello?
Yeah. So that shot there was actually it was part of a scavenger hunt where the whole idea was no processing. This is processed after the fact, but for the contest there was no processing, and I got basically this shot. And what it is just a model, like a 6-inch model ship that I painted up to look old, and then the background of the Milky Way is a 55-inch TV that's in my den, and I showed the Milky Way on the TV, put this in front of it, then lit it all so it all matched up.
That's what I'm saying. It's you got to think a little differently on the scale.
Oh yeah.
But there's so many options. I mean, like it's really your imagination at that point.
Yeah, and the scale in that case becomes handy because I know people who will shoot these 6-inch figures, but they'll use like their 13-inch laptop on its side as the background.
Yeah.
And you can display whatever you want, and then you can also color match it. And you can actually like in Photoshop adjust the background so it matches the foreground, so you can line everything up and make it nice and easy.
I got a few weeks off coming up here, and when I get home, I want to show my son your stuff.
That's a composite shot there.
Really, that's really well done.
Yeah, the car was shot
maybe
in the studio.
you and Jordan can try to make some Gundam like.
We could make some killer Gundam stuff.
I totally want to see that.
Oh man, he's just got the greatest. Now his Gundams, he has them like they're this big. They're tall. They're like
perfect grade stuff.
Yeah, perfect grade. Big. He's got everything. He's got a high grade, perfect grade.
That would be interesting too.
He's got. Bob Ross, what a. This is so clever.
That is mostly single shot. I just composited in the painting of that's the Mabry Mill.
Yeah,
in,
Virginia. That's really. So you did that at the Mabry Mill.
In fact, I believe that if I recall correctly, that's a cell phone shot because I forgot my camera that day.
That's really good.
Yeah,
dude, that is phenomenal.
That's awesome. I love it.
Wow, dude, you're really talented.
Well, thank you.
But your talent, obviously, you're talented in Photoshop. I mean, that's very clear. But I think part of your talent is the creativity of thinking of these scenes and thinking of putting Bob Ross there and putting the picture there. I mean, and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Wow. Hats off to you, Dave. You're really doing some really, really neat stuff. And you've inspired me to take some of my time off and go do some toy stuff. Because, man, I got Gundams galore. Also, my daughter has all kinds of anime figures.
Okay.
About yay tall.
Right.
Dave,
perfect.
When we went to Tokyo, I'm not kidding. I spent a night, my son and I had to go to an area to buy luggage to bring home their anime stuff. I mean, we went there for them. We went to Disneyland, which I'd been to before in Tokyo, which is amazing. They have the best Disney park is Tokyo Disney Sea. I've told Erik about that many times. It is the best Disney. And even my kids were like, yeah, this is the best Disney park. But anyway, we came home. We had to go buy extra luggage. We literally bought, and you know what? I thought it would be cheap to buy cheap luggage. Cheap luggage does not exist in Japan. There are a lot of things, and Japan's an amazing place. Loved it. That's a country that has their stuff together. Let me tell you, everything is so well run and so clean. So clean. My gosh, it's the cleanest place. All right, we have to take a very short break. We got a couple more little ideas for gifts when we come back, but we got to get some prizes out of here. We got some comments and stuff. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Leonard Johnson, and I'm very excited to be here doing my first class at Kelby 1. Now I'm going to teach you how to take your images from start to finish with lights, beauty dishes, V-flats, tethered through a computer with Capture One, Capture Pilot, so my makeup artist can follow through. So creating beauty portraits, fashion images. I enjoy doing beauty photography because I like being around people. I think I'm different from other photographers because of the way I shoot. I work with a mood board and I follow that mood board from start to finish to create whatever look I'm going for. And I'm working closely with my team. So creating a team is the way to go if you want to elevate those images. And that's the way I do it to separate me from the crowd. So in this class, I'm going to take you through how to create impactful images from start to finish. So come join me in my latest class at kelby1.com.
This segment of The Grid is brought to you by Platypod, the world's most compact tripod base.
Well, hey, everybody, we are back. Not much time left on the show here. We're kind of wrapping things up, but we were on our break. We're talking about Dave and his wife's trip to the Gundam store. I guess they were going to go there anyway. You were going to go there, and you ran out of time, but now?
Yeah, we ran out of time this morning, and Cracker Barrel was a little slow in their service, so we ran out of time this morning.
Dude, you can almost hit it with a golf ball. Well, Tiger could. Tiger could hit it from the Gundam store to that Cracker Barrel.
Here's the sad thing. My wife and I were sitting in the hotel, which is like an hour or a mile from here, this morning trying to kill some time waiting for this to happen because we're like, I'm not sure what to do. We have an hour. We could have spent that time literally at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was,
well, you can catch it on the way home.
Yeah, we'll catch it on the way home most likely. Yeah.
It's really it's
worth the trip.
Dude, it really is. It's like we walked in the first time after being to Gundam stores all over America. We walk in and we're like, what the? I mean, it's like unexpected. It's in a flea market. I thought he'd have five perfect grades. You know, the really big ones. Right. I like 70. He said straight up he has more perfect grades than any store in America, period.
This is going to hurt my credit card.
You're not getting out alive. Hey, you know what you're going to need to do? You're going to need to buy the Hand of God. Do you have that?
No, I don't.
So they sell these snippers called Hand of God that are, I think they're $25 or $29, and they are snippers for building Gundams.
Okay.
And they like changed my son's life. Like, Dad, these are amazing. It's a thing, and that's what they're called, Hand of God. Now, they get them from Japan, and they run out of them a lot. So don't wait till the last minute. Just say, can I get a Hand of God? And it is the ultimate model maker's cutty thing. It's a cutty thing.
That sounds like a gift idea.
So Nina does have a question for you, Dave,
sure.
Real quick. So talking about the images, such a great imaginative set of images, how long does a typical shoot last, start to finish? So when you're doing those shoots, like typical, so on average,
I would say probably shooting it actual live, maybe an hour from the time I'm like, I want to shoot a shot and get off the couch and go to my studio basement and set things up. Maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And then in Photoshop, for some of the simpler shots, 2-3 hours. A good chunk of that's actually still with the spot healing brush, because even with the brush I recommended, there's always a little bit of spot healing, no matter how careful you are getting stuff right in frame. Yeah. So 2-3 hours, I can have most of those shots up. I've spent upwards of 12 hours on a couple of really complicated shots, but yeah, about that. But I've also done shots where I've lucked out and everything was perfect, and I set up the shot and I had a thing ready to go in half an hour, but a couple hours on average.
Oh, that's a great question, though.
Yeah.
Let me just say this, though. If people have questions, I hang out in the Kelby One community daily. If you have questions and want to talk shop, just hook me up. I'm always around, so feel free to ask questions outside of the grid. I'm always there, and I love talking shop. It's my favorite thing about being an instructor is getting these conversations going. So feel free to reach out because it's fantastic for me.
Oh, very cool. Let's see.
We have to give away some prizes.
Well, wait, hold on. I got to read this. Jesse says, "Awesome work, Dave."
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
She's giving you a little high five there. All right, let's give some prizes away, and then I've got a couple more last minute things for prizes.
So prizes today. So we got the Platypod Twin Pack is going to Connie Wagner. Then we got the On One No Noise going to JC Sewell. And then we've got Boris Effects Optics going to John Austin. Then Lightroom 7-Point System book is going to Anna Enrillo. And then the travel photography ebook is going to John Unser. So there you go. If you just email us over at gridprize@kelby1.com, we'll get you verify your information, then send you out your prize.
All right.
Might be delayed about a few days because it's right around the holidays.
Yeah, it's around the holidays and we're lame. Okay, so I have some ebook ideas for you. What's great about ebooks is you get them immediately, but you can also get print books and you can buy bundles and stuff. So I got a couple ideas for you. The first one is from Rick Salmon. Now, I've mentioned this before in our holiday gift guide, but I'm going to mention it again. Rick wrote a book called How to Make Money While You Sleep. It's about making passive income. And people are flipping out over this book, and it's already a bestseller. Go pick it up. You can get it from Rick Salmon Photography. You can get it from Rick's website, or you can get it from Amazon or wherever you like. And there's an ebook version and there's a print book version, so you can get either one that you want. All right, so there's that. Number two is Joe McNally has a brand new book. I think it's the best thing Joe's ever done. It really is. It's called Field Notes from the Life of a Working Photographer, and you can get the ebook version now. So the ebook version's available now. The print book version comes out, I think, after the first of the year.
It's like mid-January.
Right, so you can get the ebook now, which is nice. So Rocky Nook has a bundle deal that you can either get the ebook or you can get the print book, or you can get both for just $10 more. You can also get it, of course, at Amazon. It's available right now for your Kindle or whatever. You can go get those books. The next book is a book that's on my screen if you guys still have it. It is from Joe Glida. It is called World War II Aviation Artwork. And he basically, again, we have a lot of aviation photographers that watch the grid. If you know an aviation photographer who wants a really quality, beautiful, well done, well researched, it's called aviation artwork, and Joe does a lot of it in there. But there's more to it than that. I don't want you to think it's just a book of artwork. There's beautiful. So Joe came up with this Photoshop technique to create work that looks like that. Like he's got their photographs. It starts as a photograph, and then it becomes a piece of art. So each chapter has that, but it's a story about that plane, and there's behind the scenes shots, and there's interviews. And it is a phenomenal, it's one of those things that Joe's done so many things in his career, Joe Glida has, and it's like that. It's one of those seminal pieces. It's a seminal work. It'll live long after Joe. And he's old. He's 112, 150. No, he's a young guy. Like us. He's a young guy like us, but younger. Anyway, he's terrific. The book is terrific. I've got a new book that just came out. It is in stores Hi.
It was like, they had to make like the dramatic entrance on
Yeah,
that
the dramatic entrance right before the holidays. So my Lightroom Classic book, this is the one that's used in classrooms and stuff all over the world at universities and college as the textbook for the class. But it's the best-selling Lightroom book forever, and this is the brand new version. It's got all the masking stuff in it. It's got all the new features. It's got everything in it. It is the book that's raised thousands and thousands of Lightroom users from pups to experts. And so if that sounds like you, that's it right there. It is the #1 bestseller book in photography and in Photoshop and all that stuff. You can get it in Kindle right now, or so they delivered the first ones and they sold out. So they were in stock 2 days ago, and now it's showing February. Dude, they just delivered them.
I know.
They had all the
Boom,
back
they were
orders.
gone.
I always tell people, back order and you'll get it first. But you can get the ebook now, or you can wait February. It won't be February, I don't think. I don't think that's right. Because it's off press and it's at Amazon. I mean, the truck pulled up because you could get it a couple of days ago. Anyway, long story short, I'm very excited. It's quite it's a thick old book and all that. But anyway, February, that's baloney. Arrives after Christmas, no kidding. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it came in. It was supposed to be on the 17th. I think it came in on the 18th. I think so. It was a day late, but that's really good to get anything done during the holidays.
Yeah, it came in, went out.
Pretty amazing. So those are all books that you can get. One other thing, of course, that you can get is someone an Amazon gift card so they can buy a book.
Yep.
But can I tell you something? As much as I love an Amazon gift card, if you get somebody a gift card from B&H, they don't mind spending it on detergent and weird stuff.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, that's the problem with Amazon gift cards. The minute you put them in, it's like it forces you to use it.
Right. When you put an Amazon gift card in there and you go buy literally laundry detergent, it doesn't charge your card on it takes it out of your. I blew through some gift cards, and I have stuff I want on Amazon now. Now all my stuff went to, you guessed it, laundry detergent. That's the main thing
you have
buy.
to wait to use your gift card until you're going to buy the thing. Well, that's kind of annoying too.
It's all bad and bad. So there's all of that. What else did I want to tell you? That's it. I think that's a pretty good. Oh, also, you know what else? Plugins. You can get plugins immediately. Now, you can go get my preset pack from On One. You can go get On One Effects, which is amazing for finishing. Go get the On One Effect. They're on sale too. You can get holiday deals on this stuff. Right now is the time to buy stuff. Next week is not. Not because the Christmas is over, because all the prices go back up. They go back up to the cloud. That's where they live. Anyway, Topaz Sharpen. Go get Topaz Sharpen. Go get effects or raw from. I get the effects because that's. You can go. Then you can go get my presets. And really, if you really love someone, if you really care about the spirit of Christmas, get them my preset collection. Wouldn't you say if you care?
Oh
about,
yeah, if you care.
If you care about Christmas, Dave, what are your thoughts?
I think you're a monster if you don't buy it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's unsolicited testimony, but actually it was kind of solicited, but don't. Anyway, so we are all off the Kelby One headquarters. No one's working. We're all just chilling and enjoying the holiday and time with family and lots of chicken sandwiches. Lots of spicy chicken. You know what my wife did for Christmas? She ordered Publix platters to go all day. We have pies from Village Inn. This is not a low-carb day. Pies from Village Inn. They have a pecan silk pie. So picture a French silk pie with pecans on top. We want to fill the day with pies and platters from Publix. That's Christmas for us. Whoa. All right. I have a food tip because I like to end with a food tip. Now, Eric, I may have said this one before, but I'm telling you, did I give you an Outback? I gave us an Outback Steakhouse burger tip.
We did.
This is not the burger tip. Not the burger tip.
We got the burger tip.
All right. Because I went for a long time where I was like, Outback. Dude, I am all in on Outback now. Because not their prime rib. They do have a prime rib. Their prime rib's okay. I've had it, that's all right. Yeah. They have a new prime rib. It's called like the Outback Special Prime Rib. It is seared and seasoned. And so they put like a crust over the prime rib.
Yeah, and then they put their seasoning on it. Yeah.
Dude. I'm telling you, it is lights out. And it's not that expensive. It's like 2 trips It's less than 2 trips to Culvers. Much less. It's like a trip and a half to Culvers. I think
it's like a trip and a half to Five Guys. Too.
Yeah. It's like $22. But I'm telling you, and that comes with a salad and a baked potato, whatever you want, all kinds of sides. Dave, you got to try that.
I will.
It's prime rib. It's special. It's seared. It's new. It just came on the menu. Seasoned and seared. Oh my gosh.
So what you do is you go there, you get a burger for your appetizer.
Yes.
And then you go get the prime rib for your meal.
Yes.
And then you're done.
No. You leave and drive to Village Inn and get the pecan silk pie, which is the next level up from the French silk. The French silk is really good. The pecan silk takes it up a notch. It's quite a tasty little thing. All right. Look at this. Jerry says, I'm totally inspired now. I got to go photograph my vintage Redline Hot Wheels cars. Nice. I love Hot Wheels cars. That was the best thing about having a son. When he grew up, I remember the day I sat him down and said, son, we're about to open up a whole new world. And I had the track with the orange loop.
Yeah.
And I bought some of the same cars that I bought as a kid. I'm like, I used to have this Camaro. I used to have, and he, of course, loved it. And we played with Hot Wheels and just forever to death.
There you go.
All right. Thank you, Dave, for being on the show. This was great. You've inspired a lot of people. And Jesse says, this was such a fun episode. Right up my alley. Happy holidays. So anyway, Dave, where can they learn more about you? Over at your website?
Over at my website, studiodave.ca. On Instagram, I'm at TheRealStudioDave. And I actually just started a YouTube channel where I'm doing some behind-the-scenes stuff. It's not just toy photography, but just kind of life in my studio. And if you can link that off of studiodave.ca.
And what's Twitter? Twitter? You're on the Twitter?
I don't do the twits.
You got it. What do you do when you get really upset?
I just take it out on my toys.
That's what Twitter's for. It's where you go to rant.
That's where society goes to die.
Yeah, you open a Twitter account because you're upset. That's what Twitter's all about. It's where you go to rant, right? Facebook is where you go to make your life look better than it really is. Like, so you're eating at Burger King and you're outside and you're like, dinner al fresco with friends, you know. Yeah. That's Facebook. Twitter is where you go to rant. That's a whole different thing. I'm upset. I'm going to Twitter. All right. Erik.
Yes.
You got any final words here for this wonderful? We're wrapping up very late, but you know what?
Nothing.
They didn't start the clock. They never started the clock. There's a clock that sits, big clock, right over in front of me. They never started it, so we don't know when to end the show.
Yeah, that means we can go as long as we want.
There's no timer.
They don't start the clock.
I don't know. Are we over?
We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know that it's like 17 minutes over right now.
There's no way for us to know that.
Yeah, we don't have clocks on our computers.
Do you think I'm going to look at my watch?
Yeah,
in the middle of the
watch.
show? No,
forget that.
That's not right.
My countdown timer is black, like just blank.
Mine's blank.
I don't
even have anything on the screen.
Dave, you got a countdown timer over there?
I have nothing.
Yeah, see?
I'm timeless.
So you are timeless. Timeless for sure. All right. Well, thanks to all of our sponsors for sponsoring us this year, because we won't be back till next year. But we're very grateful to all the companies that sponsor and help us out and give us gifts to give away and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like platypods and cool stuff like that. So thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our staff, because we pretty much at Kelby One are working from home. Not everybody, but most of us. And so we all have to come in here to the studios, which is, it's convenient. It's right on my way to nowhere. Unless I'm going to the Gundam store. Then it's right on the corner. It's right around the corner.
Gundam store or Cracker Barrel.
And so thanks to all of our staff. Thanks to all of you for sticking with us this year and putting up with the dumb crap that we talk about. But you know what? If we brought any value to your world this year, it was food ideas, I think. I think that's where the value was. Is we turned you on to some stuff. It's just, I turned Erik on to those White Castle cheeseburgers and exactly how to create them.
Yeah, I've been rocking that. You know what? Didn't have one this Sunday or for the Bucks game, and they lost.
There you go.
It's like every time.
They didn't lose. We lost big. It was a bloodbath.
That was embarrassing.
Dude, you know that for the last quarter, I literally had to turn off the TV, and I went and played Warzone, because there's brand new Warzone Pacific, which I will be playing quite a bit this week. getting some more wins. All right. Anyway, yeah, it was depressing. Let's move on. Thanks to all of our staff. Thanks to all of you. Happy holidays. Stay happy and healthy, and we will see you next year.
With the